Hello, BookTube. I'm here to talk about yet another event, a reading event for August, if there wasn't enough. But this one I couldn't pass up. It is called Audible August, and it has been started by Gareth at Books, Songs, and Other Magic. And it's exactly that. It's audible. It's to read either fiction or nonfiction that has to do with music or sound. So you could read biographies of any singer, composer, you name it, fictional material. Uh, what comes to mind is The Vinyl Detective. The author escapes my mind. I've read the first novel of that series and I enjoyed it. But there's all sorts of things. And I am using this brilliant uh, reading event to read and rewatch a TV series, to read the books. We'll just get to it. The TV series started the Beiderbecke. It's called the Beiderbecke trilogy. Now, the first set of films are the Beiderbecke Affair, and then the Beiderbecke Tapes and the Beiderbecke Connection. Now, this was written by Alan Platter, who is a great writer and a devotee, or was a devotee of jazz, definitely. And this stars James Bolan, Barbara Flynn, and other actors British actors that are sort of familiar to most people who've watched a lot of British TV. Now, the Beiderbecke Affair was turned into a novel by Alan Platter, and I've got all three in this Beiderbecke trilogy volume. And so the Beiderbecke Affair was written after the TV show, but the other two, the Beiderbecke Tapes and the Beiderbecke Connection, was written first. So the first week of August, I will be watching. First of all, I'll watch the Beiderbecke Affair, and then I'll read the Beiderbecke Affair novel. They're short, and then the following week, I'll read the story first, and then watch the episode, and the same on the third week. And on the fourth week, if that wasn't enough, I've got two biographies of Bix Beiderbecke. And he lived from 1903 to 1931. Actually died on August 6th in 1931, so it's a perfect month for him. And it's just 1 year sort of later for his 90th. I guess you call it an anniversary of his death. He died sort of bizarrely. I think it was in New York. There's lots of legend around it. But I haven't read this biography. It's an older one. The jacket was quite rough, so I put it in. Normally wouldn't put this in a dust jacket protector, but I just didn't want it to deteriorate anymore. This is W.H. Allen, 1974. It's Remembering Bix, a memoir of the jazz age by Ralph Burton, 1974. The first British edition, 1974. And it's got some photographs throughout, and him playing at various bands, and his grave, Leon Beiderbecke, nicknamed Bix. And I've always enjoyed his music, and I love the TV series, so this was just a perfect excuse to mirror the two and rewatch the series. And I'm gonna, and if I can get to this, I hope I do, and maybe I'll revisit the other one as well. It depends on how much gumption I have and time for the month. But also too, I'll be listening to some Bix. Now, there are tons of CDs out there. I don't have any CDs here. I've actually never had any of his material on CDs. I used to have records back in Canada. You remember, you know those things called vinyl? Yeah, that's what I had. Uh, but recently, like, I mean, in the last 20 years, there's been I think it's a Jazz Masters put out like a complete Bix series year by year. And I think they're all out of print now, so they're probably a little expensive. But there's at least 6 volumes. I remember seeing a 6 volume, and I thought I'd really like to get these because I like the idea of having everything, and I believe it's everything, even the outtakes, you know, everything that could be found, and because he's such a lovely, you know, he plays clarinet, trumpet. He was playing piano at night. The story is when he died that it was so hot that he couldn't sleep, and he was up playing piano at night, and pissed off his neighbors, and then made other neighbors very pleased. But yeah, so he was a composer as well, but died at a young age of 28. So, but he left such a big legacy, and hence there are lots of fans and followers of his music to this day. Hence, Alan Platter writing the Beiderbecke trilogy. It's not directly anything to do with Bix Beiderbecke. It's what's his name? James Boland's character, Trevor Chaplin, is a teacher, and he's a jazz aficionado, and he loves Bix Beiderbecke. So, and that you know, him looking for records and talking about Bix is a big part of the story. So, and they're sort of him and his partner Barbara Flynn, Jill Swinburne is the character's name. They're both teachers, and they sort of solve crimes in each series. So just wonderful, just wonderful. So I'm looking forward to digging back into that. And this is to let you know this is my TBR for August for Audible August. And if you're joining in, what are you reading for Audible August? I'd love to know. And I'll leave Gareth's video where he announced it below, as well as you check out his channel anyway. It's going to be a fun event because it's quite unique because it's mirroring music and you know, reading, and so I'm mirroring the reading with the film and music, all three. But also too with Bix's music, there's huge like hours and hours of YouTube videos that play a lot of his material. So if anybody's interested, just, you know, pop in Bix Beiderbecke into YouTube, and you won't come up. You know, you'll come up actually with more than you could actually shake a stick at. So there's lots there, and then you can get a flavor. But he was quite amazing. He had a it's like it just. He had a way of playing that just seemed natural, yet it just had so much feeling to it. And it, you know, I know a lot of people have said this to me before. Well, how can you have feeling playing a cornet or a trumpet? You know, but you can. You know, just listen to Louis Armstrong. You know, doing St. James Infirmary. You know, that there has feeling, and Bix does as well. In his version. Take care, BookTube, and do let me know below what you're reading. Take care.